If you're looking to cook better food without overcomplicating things, you're in the right place. This channel isn't about shortcuts or trends. It's about technique, the small, repeatable things that actually make food better. When you understand technique, you don't need long ingredient lists or expensive tools. You can cook confidently with what you have and make food that tastes and feels thoughtful and intentional. Today we're making fresh pasta. 5 eggs, 500 grams of flour. This isn't about perfection. It's about understanding the process and letting simplicity do the work. I'm working directly on a butcher block here. You don't need a bowl, the surface gives you better control. I crack the eggs straight into the flour well. It's 5 eggs total and 500 grams of flour. And then once the eggs are in, I'll use my fork and slowly start pulling flour in from the edges. I also start with everything at room temperature. Cold eggs don't mix as easily, and this helps the dough come together more smoothly from the start. The goal here isn't speed, it's control. You want to keep the eggs contained while you build structure. If the well breaks, don't worry, just pull it back together and keep going. This stage sets the tone for the entire dough. Kneading is where the dough actually becomes dough. This is where you develop structure. You're aligning the gluten and distributing the moisture evenly through the dough. I use a simple push, fold, and turn, nothing fancy. At this stage, the dough feels tough and pretty dry, and it's really hard to work. But the more you work it, the more it starts to come together. It can actually feel like it's never going to come together, like it needs more liquid, but it just needs more time. You just need to keep working it, and like you can see in the video, it does get to a point where it becomes a little bit softer and more pliable. As you knead, the flour hydrates, the eggs absorb, and the dough actually takes on more moisture. The more you work it, the better it gets. Now, after about 10 minutes of kneading, it goes from rough and stubborn to smooth, elastic, and soft. You just keep working it and you'll get there. Once the dough is smooth, I flatten it into a disc, wrap it tightly in plastic wrap, and let it rest in the refrigerator. This step is just as important as kneading. As the dough sits, the gluten relaxes and the flour continues to fully hydrate. That relaxation is what makes the dough easier to roll and shape later. At a minimum, let it rest at least an hour. Longer is fine.
All right,
After a few hours in the refrigerator, I pull the dough out and let it sit at room
can you
temperature
open
for
this
a
up
bit.
for me?
Cold dough is tight and resistant. If you try to roll it
Let's
out
touch it
now,
and see
it's
how
going
wet
to
it
fight
is.
you. As it
wet?
warms up, the dough relaxes even more and becomes easier to work
do
with.
this.
You don't need to wait
I'm
forever,
gonna put some
just
flour
enough
down.
time for the dough to lose that chill. When it's at room
Okay.
temperature, rolling is smoother, more even, and takes less effort. Simple step, but a big difference. Once it comes to room temperature, I'll cut it into 4 pieces, and then we'll just flour these pieces so they don't stick together, and we'll start using our pasta machine. For rolling the dough, I use a pasta sheeter. You can find these at most kitchen stores. There are really 2 types of machines that make pasta. You can use pasta sheeters and pasta extruders. An extruder works like a sausage press. It basically just pushes the dough through holes to create a shape. I prefer a sheeter. This is what I used when I worked in an Italian restaurant. I used to make around 90 pounds of fresh pasta a couple times a week. And after a while, you learn to really feel the dough. That's what I like about a sheeter. You're working with the dough the entire time and you really get a good feel for how that pasta is and if it's ready to move on to the next step. So I start on the widest setting. On this machine, that's 0. And I'll pass it through 0 a few times to help build structure and even my dough out. I'll also fold it back in half on itself and run it through 0 a few times too. It just helps to continue that gluten development and gives you a smoother sheet. One thing to point out here, this dough is on the drier side. I could have added more egg at the beginning, but then I'd have to flour the sheets as I roll them out. And I personally don't really like to flour these sheets as I go. I just want to go all the way through once I start going. So I make the dough a little dry on purpose. That makes the beginning harder, especially during kneading. But then once you get to rolling, everything goes smoother. The dough behaves, it doesn't stick, and you don't fight it. A little more work up front makes the rest of the process much easier. As you continue through the settings, you'll be rolling this dough thinner and thinner, and obviously the sheets are going to get longer and longer. Eventually it gets to a point where it's pretty hard to manage, and that's typically when I cut it, but I like to make all my cuts at the very end. So on this one, that's number 9. I'll roll these all the way out through setting number 9, and then once I get to 9, I'll cut each sheet into the lengths that I want for each pasta. Doing it this way just keeps everything cleaner and more intentional. This is one of those dinners I get to make with the kids. I don't get to cook everything with them, but whenever I can, I like to include them. They enjoy being part of the process, and when they help cook the food, they eat more of it too. That's really what it's all about. Simple food made together at the end of the day.
The one that you that's holding. Oh, that's
Is it as long as you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's longer than you. At this point, I'll stack the sheets right on top of each other and cut them into the lengths that I want. You can go fancy and make super long Lady and the Tramp style noodles that take up a whole plate just for one for one noodle, but I like to keep them a little shorter. They're easier to eat for the kids. Because this dough is on the drier side, I don't need to flour between the sheets at all. I'll cut them first, then give them a very light dust of flour once they've been separated. It may seem a little silly to make your own pasta, especially in this day and age when everything is done for us. But it really is no different than making your own bread. There's a huge difference. And once you've had fresh bread and fresh pasta, you start to appreciate it in a completely different way. It's simple food, but it's really special.
You do this one.
And this is our fresh pasta. It's light, delicate, and it's ready. Because it hasn't been dried, it stays open and tender, which means it absorbs whatever you put it in. Butter, sauce, broth. It doesn't just get coated, it becomes part of the dish. When it's time to cook, how you cook this pasta matters just as much as how you made it. You want a hard, rolling boil. Fresh pasta cooks fast. As soon as it's tender, pull it. And this is the most important part of the whole recipe. These noodles go straight into the sauce. That's how they absorb the flavor. Today I made fettuccine alfredo, but this works with any sauce you like. This doesn't just coat the pasta, the noodles become part of the dish. If you enjoy watching videos like this, simple food cooked with intention, you're always welcome here. Subscribe and come gather at our table.